So, the European Institute of Innovation and Technology, EIT. It is a body created by the European Union in 2008 to strengthen Europe's ability to innovate. EIT sets up innovation communities to find solutions to global challenges and empower innovators and entrepreneurs to turn their best ideas into products and services, jobs, and growth. EIT Urban Mobility was designated as a new innovation community in December 2018 to accelerate the transition to more sustainable urban mobility. To make this happen, we drive a new model of innovation and collaboration. We drive systemic solutions to improve mobility and urban design at the same time. On one hand, make mobility cleaner, faster, safer, and at the same time, make it so space efficient that cities can convert some of their roads into more livable areas, green areas, parks, playgrounds, places where people can meet, walk, work. To find such solutions, we bring together all stakeholders in the ecosystem, city councils, industry, academics, and researchers to work closely together from ideation to implementation of new mobility solutions. We support the fast deployment and scaling by bringing cities together in projects, testing, piloting similar concepts in different cities, and facilitating the knowledge sharing and the dissemination of good practices. Urban mobility transformation will largely depend on the willingness of citizens to change their behaviors and their mobility patterns. For that, we engage citizens as key stakeholders in our innovation projects. We conduct awareness and educational campaigns to stimulate that behavioral change. We have started out with over 85 partners in 15 countries, and we will expand the collaboration across the whole of Europe through 5 innovation hubs in Barcelona, also being our headquarters, in Helmond, in Copenhagen, Prague, and in Munich. Our partners, as you see here, cover all parts of the value chain, from automotive to infrastructure, software and data services, retail and logistics, to energy and engineering companies. We bring together the ones with a problem, the cities and the citizens, with the ones who provide the solutions, so basically all partners of the ecosystem. With the cities as test beds and living labs, our industry and university partners will demonstrate how new solutions work in real cities with real people solving real problems in the transport of passengers, freight, and in waste collection. Improving urban mobility is complex, and there is no easy solution. It requires a highly integrated approach. We put the cities and the citizens and their challenges in the center of everything we do. Their needs set the agenda of all our activities across business creation, working with startups, innovation, and education. Cities are part of the innovation process itself, from ideating new ideas to implementing them. In the next 7 years, we intend to launch way over 100 new urban mobility solutions, train 170,000 students and professionals from cities and industry. And we support 180 startups with early incubation, financing, and foremost, we provide them with a unique access to our community of partners, to industry, and to cities. How exactly will the future of urban mobility look like? Who knows? But there is no doubt about one thing, that change can only be achieved together, adopting a new model of innovation, one that starts from the needs of the cities and the citizens, one that involves all stakeholders, and one that is open in sharing knowledge and insights so that we can speed up and move up the learning curve. So, I'm very pleased to now invite 2 more leaders of EIT Urban Mobility partners to this round to talk about this new model of collaboration and innovation. So, welcome with me Luca de Meo, CEO of SEAT. Hello, Luca. Thank you. And welcome also with me, Francesc Torres, the rector of the Technical University of Catalonia, UPC. So, Mr. de Meo.
Hi.
Accelerating the transition towards sustainable mobility concepts, reducing space required for cars and use reclaimed space for green areas, playgrounds, cycling, walking, that's not exactly something one would connect with a traditional automotive company. Yet, SEAT has subscribed to this mission as well. So what role should industry play in the change of the urban mobility model, and what motivated SEAT to join this new innovation community?
I normally always say, can you hear me? Yes, yeah,
yes.
It works. I always say that when the people will start to aid our products, because maybe they're stuck in traffic jam 2 hours a day, then it's game over for us. So we always have to manage. We had a conversation before with Mr. Sala. You always have to balance that kind of, that kind of limit of the thing. So when Mrs. Colau was saying, we have to maybe find a way to empty the cities, etc., I tend to agree. The problem for us is that we need to find a business model that's not based only on the volume of cars that we sell, that we produce, but we need to find our value chain somewhere else. Yeah, and I think there is a possibility, especially with the new digital technology. You can actually invest in platforms. We know that the platforms is where the money is, and not in the hardware, on the software part. It would be on the product the case, and also in the utilization of the product. And this is exactly what we are engaging in. We have a couple of examples of ideas here on the stand at the Smart City Congress. Yeah, that's an interesting time for us in the industry.
Thank you. Francesc Torres, so you have been collaborating for years in the local ecosystem of Catalonia, of Barcelona, with the city of Barcelona, with SEAT. So what's new now by joining this European Innovation Community? What is it that motivated you to join?
Como universidad tecnológica de referencia, como universidad pública, siempre tenemos un claro compromiso de colaborar con las administraciones, con las ciudades, para afrontar los retos que nos plantea la sociedad, que muy bien ha descrito aquí nuestra alcaldesa, y realmente hemos jugado y queremos seguir siendo un agente principal de Barcelona como capital de la innovación. Las universidades somos depositarias de conocimiento, también generadoras de conocimiento, pero organizado de manera muy, por disciplinas, de manera muy vertical. Pertenecer a comunidades de innovación pues nos permite movilizar nuestro conocimiento, nuestros recursos de forma multidisciplinar para afrontar retos concretos, ofrecer soluciones, y en este caso pues esta comunidad y de la mano de Barcelona pues es una magnífica ocasión para colaborar y aprender. La innovación y la investigación es de ámbito mundial, no es local. Por tanto, poder colaborar con nuestros socios europeos, que llevamos muchos años participando en proyectos europeos, pues nos permite ser optimistas de poder afrontar con éxito por los retos que nos ofrece este cambio, esta digitalización, estos cambios tan rápidos, en este caso de la movilidad, que tenemos que afrontar.
Thank you. Maybe moving back to the cities again. So, Mr. Sala, from next year on, Italy is the first country that introduces mandatory climate change lessons in school. So, congratulations for this, I think, very important step. Changing mindsets is the key to change behaviors. So, how can we bring in the citizens into the equation?
But again, let me come back from a basic principles. 20 years ago, we have been told the people want to go to live in the countryside. The reality is is completely different. The people everywhere in the world want to live in the cities, but they want to live in a different cities, where environment is at the center of the design of the future of the city. So we are in the same boat. We had to find solutions which have had to be tailorized for any single city. For instance, Milan is not a big city, which is in principle a good thing because it is very easy to go from north to south. At the same time, the streets are very narrow. It's a city based on Middle Age design, and it became more complicated. So there is not other opportunity that to work together because the citizens are always waiting for new opportunities, but they are ready to modify their attitude. So they are ready to modify. And again, only in the city you can convince the citizens to start and change and see if it works. So that is the reason for which we had to work with those guys and being part of the problem and being part of the solution of the problem. We have to be serious, and to be serious means to be committed, to be very open to the transformation of the city.
Yeah. Colau, Barcelona is one of the hottest test beds for smart city solutions in Europe these days, and you have many thousand visitors each year coming to Barcelona to look at what you are doing, and you're freely sharing your experiences. How important is it for cities across Europe to do this knowledge exchange, to share experiences and learn from each other?
Pues antes lo comentaba, para las ciudades compartir experiencias no solo es una oportunidad, es una necesidad. En general, las ciudades concentramos los grandes retos globales, la emergencia climática, la lucha contra las desigualdades, las migraciones, el cambio de la movilidad. Todo esto se tiene que resolver sobre todo en las grandes ciudades metropolitanas. Sin embargo, tenemos una forma de gobernanza antigua del siglo pasado, donde la mayoría de las capacidades, tanto normativas, legislativas, como presupuestarias, están concentradas en los estados. Entonces, de forma natural, las ciudades colaboramos entre nosotras, porque es uno de los principales recursos que tenemos. El intercambio de experiencias, apoyarnos, juntarnos también para compartir soluciones. Por lo tanto, la colaboración horizontal es nuestra forma natural de trabajar. También transformándonos, porque lo que comentaba antes el rector de la universidad es un problema de todas las administraciones públicas. Tenemos unas administraciones públicas antiguas, demasiado jerárquicas, demasiado segmentadas por áreas, y necesitamos mucha más transversalidad en un mundo global. Necesitamos trabajar en red por objetivos compartidos, donde el trabajo entre público y privado tiene que ser una cosa mucho más habitual. Eso sí, teniendo las ideas claras. Eso creo que es la labor más importante que tenemos las autoridades democráticas, porque a nosotros nos votan para defender el interés general y un modelo de ciudad. Entonces, hay muchos intereses en la ciudad que pueden ser buenos, malos o neutrales o sencillamente diferentes entre sí. Pensar globalmente, pensar en el interés general, esa sí es tarea de quienes lideramos las administraciones públicas. Entonces, aparte de compartir estrategias, aparte de hacer un trabajo mucho más transversal por objetivos donde colaboramos el sector público con el sector privado, con el sector de la investigación y de la universidad, esos son métodos. Pero también hay que saber dónde vamos. Y para mí el objetivo es muy positivo. No solo es disminuir la contaminación en nuestras ciudades, es ganar una ciudad más humana, más segura, más verde, más amable, que pone a las personas en el centro, que pone la vida en el centro, y donde efectivamente las personas puedan ser más felices en el espacio público compartido, que es el espacio más democrático que hay. Entonces, ese es el objetivo y hay que cambiar nuestras formas de trabajo, actualizarlas al siglo XXI y desde ese punto de vista compartir experiencias. Y estamos muy orgullosos de que Smart City Expo haya crecido tanto con esa perspectiva de compartir estrategias para conseguir un futuro mejor para nuestras ciudades.
Thank you so much. So we're coming to the end of this panel, and I think it became clear that we have a huge challenge ahead of us in urban mobility, but it also became clear that seeing today how mayors, how industry, how the academia are actually open for joint collaboration, it is also a very positive sign, and that we will actually be able to tackle this challenge and move beyond the model that we have today. So thank you so much, Ada Colau and Giuseppe Sala, distinguished leaders of 2 cities in Europe that are leading this transformation and shift to more sustainable mobility. Luca de Meo, who is leading SEAT with a transformative vision on mobility way beyond cars, and Francesc Torres sharing with us the crucial role of the universities to close the knowledge gap for future professionals in urban mobility. So thank you very much. It's been a great pleasure. And I know Femi will probably not like this, but I would like to invite many of you, or all of you, probably we will not have enough space, but we will have our inauguration at the central stand of the city of Barcelona at 5 o'clock. So please be there. I think there will be drinks later on, so just as an incentive. Come there, innovate with us, and inaugurate this great innovation community with us. Thank you very much.